is it? Where is it? Nope. No. This? No, not that one. This. No. There it is. Back in 2009, Microsoft released Project Natal, what was supposed to be a revolutionary thing in video game history. It would later to be revealed that it would be called the Kinect. Microsoft wanted to make change, more excitement, more interaction with video games, so the Kinect was born. Of course, other companies had tried to do that before. Nintendo had the Power Glove, which was terrible. It also had the Power Pad, which worked, but not really. PlayStation 2 had the iToy. Yeah. But Microsoft wanted to set the standard for human interaction with video games. So, the Kinect was spawned. Did Microsoft revolutionize human interaction with video games? Or was it just a mere gimmick? Let's find out. Let's play some Kinect and see if it holds up. Alright, so for the Kinect video, I decided to put 4 games through the ringer, all of which require or at least have the option to use the Kinect. Those games are Wipeout, Child of Eden, Rise of Nightmares, and Star Wars Kinect. So the first game I decided to use in the Kinect video is Wipeout 2. It's a pickup that I got a while back and never really got around to playing it. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to play it and see what I think about it. And it also gives me a chance to try out the Kinect and see if it holds up. So off the bat, I mean, the controls are pretty good. I just wish they kind of had a little bit of a tutorial before you got into the thing. Just so you don't make a complete ass of yourself. But however, I'm pretty sure there is a tutorial in the main menu. I just wanted to get along with the video to record. And I kind of just wanted to go it head first because, you know, it's actually a lot funnier that way. But overall, the controls seem to work, but there were some times where it didn't read the movements great. Like, there'd be times where I was leaning forward when you need to lean forward, and it wouldn't recognize that I was doing the motion. And it was kind of frustrating because, you know, I should have been done with this course a long time ago. But yeah, it just wasn't reading my movements. I don't know if my lighting was off or anything like that. But it was still a cool experience. And it was funny to see me make a jackass of myself on camera. Because, you know, aside from the game on screen, if you just looking at yourself kind of moving around and, you know, doing crazy movements, it just looks funny. And one thing I will give credit to the Kinect for is it's great for parties. You get a bunch of your friends together and, you know, take turns and play these type of games, and you have a great party on your hands because, you know, it's very unique and you don't really see that too much anywhere, you know, besides people standing around and talking. It's a great way to get everyone involved and make people laugh in a way. So the next game I decided to put in is Child of Eden. Now, I wasn't familiar with this game when I first started playing it, but however, visually, it's stunning. It has a really cool live action sequence before you start to play the game, which I thought was pretty neat. Now, this game is kind of like Rez in a way. Rez was a PS2 game. It was kind of like a music shooter in a way. I know that's kind of like a weird genre, but it kind of feels the same exact way. The ambience, the music, the way you play the game is all similar to Rez. And I thought I would love this game, but man, you know, to be honest with you, it was actually kind of disappointing. Because I actually love Rez and I love the music, I love the art style, and I love the game itself. But this just felt clunky. The graphics are great. I mean, I love the ambience and the level design. It's just the overall controls, the movements that you were doing doesn't really follow along on the screen.
and it does a basic tutorial like during the gameplay, but it doesn't really go into depth on how to use everything. So I was just kind of like waving my hands around like a freaking wizard and seeing if I can pick it up, but I got really tired of it really quick, and I just wanted to move on to the next game. And so it didn't really give me a good taste in my mouth, but however, I still think it's a gorgeous game. Maybe if I give it a little bit more of a chance, outside of making a video, then I'll, like it a little bit more. But overall, it wasn't anything too crazy. Alright, next game is Rise of Nightmares. Now, as a fan of horror films, I was really wanting to play this game because, again, this is one of those games that I picked up and never really got around to playing because, one, being on the Kinect, y'all saw in the beginning I had to dig it out of my closet, so it was just one of those things. Plus, during the recording of this, my camera died, so I only got a good little portion of gameplay and my footage for the camera. So it was definitely a challenge getting this one, and it kind of made me a little bit lazy because I didn't want to re-record everything, but I digress. So overall, the motions are okay. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling a little bit. Again, with all these games in the Kinect, there seems to be a trend on the accuracy of the actual motions and how it detects you. So again, I was questioning the lighting of my room, seeing if the Kinect sensor wasn't actually reading me properly, but I had pretty good lighting in the room, as you can see in the video. But overall, the experience with this game was actually pretty cool. It had a good ambience to it. The controls, once you got them down, you got used to it, were actually pretty okay. I'm not too sure of the story or anything like that. I know this is not a review on this game, but it's more on the Kinect. But it is actually pretty intriguing, and I actually want to play it just to see where it goes from here, because in the beginning of the game, your character automatically just gets killed, and then it has a title screen that says Rise of Nightmares. So I would like to see where it goes from there, but overall, it was an okay experience. Alright, so next up is Star Wars Kinect. Now, if you remember on my top 5 games I thought I would hate but I actually liked, Star Wars Kinect was actually on there. So I decided to pop it back in and play it for the Kinect video, because obviously you have to have the Kinect to run it. And decided to do a couple of games that I've never really played. So I did the pod racing one first, as you can see here. So it actually felt really good. The controls on here were very smooth. So what you do is you hold out your arms and pull back and forth depending on if you're making a turn or not. It's kind of like, if you remember the pod racing arcade game, they had handles that you would do the same kind of motions with, and you did the same exact thing, of course, without the handles being there. And it was a fun experience. It was cool, learning how to properly control, how to boost. There's different motions for that, and they actually kind of took you through it as the game progressed. So yeah, it was really fun. My shoulders hurt really bad after it, and I got to celebrate. You get to do your own motions. Did the Degeneration X suck it sign there, and I decided to make a fool of myself and do the dancing game as well. And I can't lie, I had a good time doing it. It made me look like a fool, but in the end, it was actually pretty fun. What's crazy is that I've played many different dancing games, like Michael Jackson The Experience, Just Dance, some on the Wii as well. And this one actually felt the best as far as your movements and your timing, because I felt like the Kinect actually read your movements accurately to give you the proper score. Because there'd be times where I'm playing another dancing game and it tells me that I'm off, and I'm like, man, you're off. I'm doing it well. But this one actually felt really good, and as much as people hated on this game, this was actually really fun. It's probably one of the better ones for the Kinect, in my opinion.
Well, that was some good Kinect playing. So, how does this thing hold up? Well, I have to say, it's actually pretty fun. There's a couple of kinks, however, that weren't really worked out with the Kinect. It seems like the motions weren't really following me. There were some games that were fun, but however, the controls were kind of misleading and you kept on dying over and over again. But overall, it was a great experience. In my opinion, the main reason why I believe that the Kinect and other hardware similar to this fails is because well, gamers are used to sitting down and relaxing and just playing. With these, you actually have to get up, do some movement, move around a little bit, which can be fun, but let's face it, in the end, us gamers just want to sit down, focus, and immerse ourselves in a story or some kind of adventure to get us away from the reality of things. The Kinect, it can do that, but not as well as other games. So does this thing hold up? I think so. I think people should just give it a chance and see what they think about it for themselves. Now let me know below if you have a Kinect and you've played it before and what your favorite games are for it. I appreciate y'all watching this video on the Kinect. My name is Joko from Hustletown Gamers. Please, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.